Good evening, I'm Victoria Sheehan. Thanks for joining us tonight. Tuscaloosa officials are investigating a possible homicide at the Highlands neighborhood off University Boulevard. WVUA's Travis Leader is live at the scene of the investigation and has more now. Travis?
That's right, Victoria. According to Tuscaloosa Police Chief Steve Anderson, a call came in around 5 this evening from the victim's neighbor. After investigating, police say her death was foul play, and they are now investigating it as a homicide. Now, I'm going to step away from the shot and let you get a closer look at the crime scene that is still ongoing. Right now, Tuscaloosa Police and Tuscaloosa County Metro homicide detectives are still here, and they continued their presence. Now, this lady's house, it was an elderly lady. Her house is the first one on the right when you enter this entrance to the Highlands neighborhood here off of University Boulevard. Now, currently, they have this entrance blocked off with police tape and barricades. Now, Chief Anderson says the victim is a white female in her 70s, while neighbors are telling WVUA that the victim's name is Kate Ragsdale. They believe it happened around Friday because Saturday and Sunday's newspapers were not brought in. There is no word yet as to a cause of her death, but neighbors say it was a gruesome crime scene and they believe she was beaten to death. Now let's take a look at this individual. This is the picture of the victim that has been confirmed by neighbors. Now, they say she worked at the Gorgas Library off the University of Alabama campus, and that she has two sons, one who lives in California, the other who lives in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Now, there is no information regarding suspects at this time, but when more information becomes available, WVUA will update our Facebook and Twitter pages, and we'll have continued updates on tomorrow's newscast. Reporting live in Tuscaloosa, Travis Leader, WVUA News. Back to you, Victoria.
Thanks so much, Travis. Well, it appears that the search for a new City of Northport Chief of Police may be coming to an end soon. The Northport City Council has chosen 4 in-house candidates to interview for the Chief of Police job. Northport Mayor Bobby Herndon says he asked the council to consider in-house candidates first because he feels like those who stick with the department deserve a chance at top dog. The 4 candidates are current interim Chief of Police Kerry Card, Captain Kevin Lieb, Lieutenant James Carpenter, and Lieutenant Tommy Kimbrell. Each candidate will have 45 minutes to answer questions from the City Council on Tuesday. Herndon says he hopes to boost morale by hiring within the department.
I think we'll find someone in-house. I hope we do. Like I said, for morale, and they got a good sense of what's going on in our city.
Herndon says he hopes the City of Northport will have a new police chief within 30 days of the interviews. Northport City Council invites the public to attend the Chief of Police interviews. They will be Tuesday night at Northport City Hall at 5:30. A judge in Huntsville has scheduled a trial for March of next year in 2 lawsuits against former university professor Amy Bishop. The 2 suits were filed by victims of a 2010 shooting spree at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. Bishop pleaded guilty to capital murder and got a life sentence in her criminal case. She wanted fact-fighting in the civil case to stop while she appeals her capital murder case, but a Madison County Circuit judge would not delay it. West Alabama is an area rich with history from the civil rights era. Today, Mount Hermon Church celebrated this part of history with special guest honorees who are continuing to pave the way, including people like Tuscaloosa Police Chief Steve Anderson, the first African-American chief for the city. WVUA's Tara Rowe introduces you to civil rights leaders who reflect on their journey and fight for equality.
Reverend Dr. Jonathan McPherson marched for freedom. In April of 1963, the Birmingham police arrested him along with Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as they stepped out for equality.
He said, "Halt to fall down on our knees." And I remained standing because I wanted to see what would happen to our leaders. They put all of us in paddy wagons and carried us over to the jail.
McPherson is the first African American to pass the civil service exam and to get an interview with Commissioner Bull Connor.
He said, "McPherson, if we hired you as a policeman in Birmingham, would you arrest a white man?" And I looked him dead in his eye, and I said to him, "Mr. Connor, if you hired me as a policeman in Birmingham, my job is to enforce the ordinances and the laws of the city of Birmingham. And if a white man violated that ordinance or law, I would put him in jail."
McPherson was never hired. Dr. Eddie Thomas is the first African-American principal at Tuscaloosa High School and the first to serve as assistant superintendent of Tuscaloosa City Schools. Thomas fought for equality and says this area should always be working toward progress.
Let's keep moving forward together in Tuscaloosa City, Tuscaloosa County, West Alabama, state of Alabama, and the nation. Let's keep moving forward so that we can be the role model for democracy in the United States of America.
And that was Tara Rowe reporting. Reverend Dr. McPherson also wrote a book about his life. It is available at drummajorforgod.com. Vice President Joe Biden and his wife are heading to Alabama next week. Organizers of Selma's annual Bridge Crossing Jubilee say the couple will attend a unity brunch and participate in the annual crossing of the Edmund Pettus Bridge next Sunday, March 3rd. The Bridge Crossing Jubilee celebrates the Selma to Montgomery Voting Rights March that led to the passage of the 1965 Voting Rights Act. The University of Alabama Museum of Natural History held an event featuring natural hazards today for Science Sunday. Experts and guest speakers offered information about natural disasters. The public could also participate in hands-on activities like putting together their own emergency kit. Assistant Professor of Geology, Dr. Jason Sinkbill, told WVUA some things you can do right now to make sure you're prepared for a natural disaster.
It's important to secure your documents, have a nice pair of work boots or shoes in case you do get struck. But in the event, I mean, most people are not going to be struck. In the event that you're not struck, the things you can do ahead of time is know what you're going to do.
Also on display at the museum are remnants of the April 2011 storms made into works of art. Students at Holy Spirit Catholic School used debris from the tornado to make wood sculptures, paintings, mosaics, and more. All of the materials came from the Hurricane Creek area. Amanda S.B. Brown, outreach coordinator for the Alabama Museum of Art, says this art exhibit is just another way West Alabama has triumphed over tragedy.
I think it just shows how good can come from bad and how, you know, nature rejuvenates itself, and that things that are even affected by natural hazard, like the tornado, that we can take what's the remnants of that and make something good from it.
The new Druid City Brewery in Tuscaloosa is just part of a growing trend. Beer is seeing an upsurge in the state of Alabama. According to a new study by the Alabama Brewers Guild, the amount of beer made in Alabama has doubled each year since 2009. They say it's because of a state law allowing beer with higher alcohol content. There are 12 breweries in the state of Alabama right now, and 10 of those were opened after 2009. The study also found that of beer made in Alabama, 88% of it is sold within the state, and bartenders say they are enjoying the upsurge of Alabama's beer culture.
For Alabama to actually have some exposure as far as the beer communities go. You know, we got Tuscaloosa, the local brewery, Druid City, Birmingham's got a couple, even Huntsville has some. So I mean, it's good for Alabama to finally step up and join the game, so to say. I think it's good for the state. You know, people love drinking local beers, so it's good for us.
And in addition to getting more variety of beers at the grocery store and at bars and restaurants, Alabamians may soon get to enjoy home brews. Right now, 48 states allow beer and wine to be brewed in the private residence. Alabama and Mississippi are the only two that do not. But there is a bill before the state legislature that would allow people to make beer at home in Alabama if it is passed.